Welcome everyone, thank you for joining. This is the third curl BoF that we hold in DebConf. This is the third consecutive year. We wanted to get more time for this activity, usually it's 50 minutes, but there was a little scheduling issue and we ended up on 20 minutes. And as a result of that, we might not have time for a lot of discussion. So this is likely going to be a sort of status update on the curl package on Debian. I'm not sure we'll have time to open up for questions, but we can answer any questions after the BoF anyway. That's not a problem. We're very excited about curl. So I'm going to start. First of all, we have a curl maintainers matrix ROM for the Debian curl maintainers. It's open to everyone, and the address is Debian curl maintainers in matrix.org. Second topic is the curl team is growing. So we have the latest addition to the curl team is the curl package, right?
Yes, I think it's been a while that I was saying that we should move it to the curl team.
Yeah.
And then eventually I sent a mail to the other maintainer. He said, okay, and I forgot to make the change on Git.
Yes.
And so it was like that for 6 months, but then eventually
All right. Yes. So the curl team, we have in DebConf today 3 members of the curl team. I'm going to mention all of them here in no particular order, but that's including the people that are not here in the conference. So we have Sergio Durigan Jr., Samuel Henrique, which is me, Carlos Henrique Lima Melara, Sakir Nagarasa, and Michael Ablasmeyer, who is not here. I figure we should give some time here for Charles to talk about Curl Up, which is the curl conference that happens every year. You attended this year, right?
Yeah, it was very nice. Like the upstream people from Curl, Daniel, and all the other people helping to maintain, they are very welcome and like open to have discussions on it. We did talk a bit. I give a presentation, maybe I should put the link in there, about the state of curl in Debian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I have to watch that. I think I didn't watch it, yeah.
It's not something like that you're going... I mean, like, probably you are aware of everything.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But we should put, if you can put the link in the pad here,
yeah, so
it goes on the record.
State of curl in Debian.
And we should try to attend next year. By the way, you are close. You live in Europe. Curl Up is usually in Europe. Last year was in Prague. You should try to attend if possible. Maybe I'll send you a message once they have the dates up, so you can check it out. Yeah, they're a really nice bunch of folks.
Yeah. One of the feedbacks I had in there was when I was talking about integration tests.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you remember, but since we built the curl tool only with the OpenSSL backend, every time we want to do the integration test with curl with the GNU TLS, we have to rebuild the tool during the test and then test the tool that we just built.
Yeah. And we're doing that today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, in that, we are not actually doing the integration test. I mean, we sort of are, but are not at the same time, because yes, we are testing with the current stuff in Debian, but probably the binary and libcurl, they were built before.
Right.
So the libcurl with the GNU TLS is not actually being tested, integrated, doing the integration test, because we are rebuilding everything.
So libcurl GNU TLS is the one that's not being covered.
Yeah, it sort of is, but it's not, because the main point of integration tests is to see if when you grab new dependencies or new versions of libraries that go through the security team or point releases, it's not breaking anything. But if we are rebuilding this stuff right before the test, we are not actually making sure that the binary that was compiled before works with the current things.
Yeah, we're testing something else.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we should look into that.
Yeah, and then I did discuss it briefly with Paul from the release team in Hamburg, and
Yeah.
he said, why do your tests like rebuild every time?
What is the need for that?
Yeah, his point was, auto package test, you don't need to rebuild a lot of stuff, like you should just do the integration test and not need to build anything. So I said, maybe we can build it, put everything on a binary package like curl -tests, and we have all these binaries and everything that we will need for the test in this binary, and we only install it for the testing, for auto package test. So that way we can ensure that everything that gets tested is what our users are using.
That's an interesting approach. I think it might work.
It will require, I think, a bit of work on the packaging side to have this set up, but I think we can do it.
Okay, we should look into that.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I think, the main thing from the curl up and in DebConf Hamburg that related to curl, to make these changes in the integration tests.
Okay.
And also that will speed up our integration tests, like, because you just
it will be faster.
Yeah, you just need to install and run instead of rebuilding everything.
Yeah, and that's the fastest part of the integration test.
Yes.
Yes. There's a lot of, okay, that's good.
So that's something that we should look into in the coming months.
Okay. And
context, how long does the test are going?
It's
Hi.
Ah.
Yeah. Just for the context, how long are these tests going? So like time-wise?
It's on my machine, when I run it, I think more than 20 minutes to finish everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes, I'm not sure.
And it's mostly compiling stuff that we lose time.
Okay.
The actual test run has a high parallelization factor.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have a really good machine, like 32 cores, you can run all of the 2,000 tests. It's a little bit less than 2,000 tests in 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
But these tests are also running on Salsa, right?
Yes, and
This
Salsa,
is like, how long is this there?
I don't remember.
I'll try to look.
Salsa CI has poor machines for this kind of stuff. Yeah, it takes a little bit. It's going to give us a nice time saving.
And the other thing, I think that this change to have everything in one test package, it goes along with doing a curl built with the GNU TLS, like the curl tool with GNU TLS in the archive, and maybe we can do
it's, easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will probably look into it in the coming months.
Okay, so that's item number 3.2. For item number 4, I wanted us, can I go ahead?
Yeah, go.
Item number 4, I want us to do a brief review on what we discussed in the last year, BoF.
Just to answer, it takes 50 minutes in Salsa CI.
50, almost 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's not good. Like you're doing package at midnight already, and you don't want to wait until 1 a.m. to do the upload. So we talk about FOSDEM. I don't think, oh yes, one of the discussions from FOSDEM was that we wanted to enable ECH, Encrypted Client Hello, in Debian, which is a really nice privacy feature that closes a big gap in not letting machines in the middle know which website you're accessing. And we wanted to enable it in Debian Experimental, and it is enabled right now because we have a new OpenSSL. I'm quite sure we were the first distro to enable it, and now we're waiting for OpenSSL to migrate to testing, so we enable it on testing as well. And then we can, the next Debian stable is going to have it. But right now it's on experimental. We spoke about the libcurl GNU-TLS symbols issue.
Just on that front,
Yeah.
maybe we should see if there is a bug open for the transition, and we should follow it.
There is one. There was some pushback from the release team because they were asking, is this version the one we want to ship in 4key? And I don't think there was a reply, because if I remember correctly, 4.0 is not LTS OpenSSL. And they were saying, look, you might end up shipping 3.6 instead, or 3.5, I don't remember now. And meaning we wouldn't be able to. I'm not sure it's a good idea. I think we should ship 4 or whatever. It's because the LTS version that we're supposed to ship will come very close to the freeze. That was the concern.
That
Yes.
was the same thing from last year. I think.
Exactly.
Last release also.
Yeah, last
Okay.
release was we packaged the new OpenSSL right during the freeze, and it worked out nicely, right? I hope it does.
Kind of. Like we didn't have the time to make the changes to have the HTTP3 with the new stuff from the OpenSSL.
Yeah, yeah,
So that was a bummer, and we couldn't because of the freeze, because it was everything so
yeah.
rushed. But anyway, we should follow the bug. So
Yeah, we have to. Yeah. For libcurl, we had a nasty issue with the ABI that it's hard to explain here, but Sergio DJ fixed that issue. I'm gonna go over it. We have another item for this. Yeah, and he had an action item to investigate it, and he fixed that issue very nicely and wrote a really cool blog post explaining what he did. We were discussing bug triaging. I have another entry for bug triaging on the agenda for this year. Google Summer of Code, we did not do it. I don't think we're gonna do it. Are you interested in mentoring?
I would be, but I don't have the bandwidth. So
Yes, we don't have time pretty much to do it. Running PyTest tests, we are doing that now. It's going to be covering the agenda, so Puda made it work. You have one of these. I think you have an item for this in the agenda this year as well, for multi-lib and build profiles. So I'm going to go back here to the next item now, which is bug triaging. So currently we have 53 bugs, 49 deduped, and we did a bug squashing party in the Brazilian mini DebConf earlier this year, where we closed a bunch of bugs that don't affect the package anymore. So I didn't triage any bugs that still affect the package, because I think the first pass of these bugs is closing everything that it's clear that doesn't affect us anymore. We still need to do it, yeah, BSP again, because I didn't review everything, and it's just we need to organize one. For wcurl, it's looking like we might have some time in the end for questions or discussions. Right. For wcurl, so for anyone that might not be aware, wcurl is a tool that we created on Debian to facilitate the usage of curl to just download files. So its purpose is that instead of using wget, when you want to download a file, you just call wcurl instead. And it does the same thing. It doesn't have fancy parameters like recursive downloads that wget has for like scraping websites. But the majority of wget's use case is I just want to download this file, and that's it. wcurl does that with curl. The idea is that most systems have libcurl installed. Not every system has wget. Maybe you just like curl for some reason as well.
Maybe you can quickly jump on the terminal and demonstrate.
Yes, so wcurl, you can do this.
A bit larger.
And it just downloaded it, and it is here. It's basically wcurl URL. There's a help output if you want to do maybe dry run, or if you want to use -o for an output file name. It will do a bunch of nice stuff. If you try to use curl directly, you're going to face issues, because if you use curl, you need to set a bunch of parameters like follow redirects, do retries, infer what is the output file name. wcurl will do all of that and a bit more. It was created in Debian, and it is officially part of curl. So it comes with curl upstream, and pretty much every distribution is shipping it. So the only thing that I have to say about wcurl for this is that there are 1 or 2 bugs that we need to address. So there will be a new release, but it's quite stable. Since the beginning, we never made any big changes. It's a very simple shell script. So there's 1 or 2 bugs that I still need to fix, and I'll try to do it for this curl release cycle. So the next curl release is going to have those bug fixes. But those are bug fixes for uncommon use cases. So anyone that is using curl to just download something, nothing changes. It's just if you want some maybe weird set of parameters, or if you set an invalid parameter, instead of just erroring out, it will error out in some other way. And nothing that's a security issue. Running PyTest tests, thanks to Puida. Guilherme Puida has contributed a bit to curl. He's not officially part of the curl team, but he contributed to making curl run integration tests on Debian. So every time we build a curl package on Debian, it's not every time we build, but every time we run our CI on Debian for curl, we also run the curl integration tests as part of that. And also, I'm quite sure we were also the first distro to do that, right? Because when Puida was working on this, he found that there were some broken files in the upstream tarball. That if anybody was trying to run that, it would not run at all.
Yeah, there was kind of a point of discussion in the curl up. Why do we run the upstream tests, like the unit tests and all that?
Yeah.
Because theoretically, we're just interested in integration tests and all. I do remember that my point is, for instance, when we do CVE fixes, usually they come with unit tests, and we'd like to have it run.
Yeah.
To make sure everything is fine.
Yes.
When we backport stuff. But also, I'm not that strong on the strong opinion that we need that we could have it do it ourselves outside of the out package tests. But I think we should keep it.
Yeah, I think we should keep running it, because any test that can be broken by a reverse dependency, we have to run it, right? Even if it's the naming of unit testing, integration testing doesn't matter a lot. What matters is this test fully isolated? And I think none of them are. All of the curl tests are dependent on the reverse dependencies, which makes sense, right? Like otherwise, also the test might become, it doesn't become useless, but it's more work to do a test that covers less. I think this is good. This is the blog post on item 8, where Sergio did the fix of the ABI symbols for the curl package. So extremely interesting in my opinion. I'm biased. But very interesting. I recommend everybody to read. It goes over how GCC works. There's a little bit of assembly, a little bit of symbols, all of the tries that he had to do to make sure this worked. And this resulted in a sort of transition in the curl package on Debian, but it's not a real transition, meaning we don't need to go through a transition. We just need to rebuild all of the packages that depend on curl, and once they are done, we can remove the workaround that Sergio introduced here. For a final user, nothing changes. This is more the sort of thing of if you're developing something that depends on libcurl, then you might have this problem if you use the GNU-TLS backend instead of the OpenSSL one. Build profiles update. Okay, you have a merge request. Is it on?
Yeah, it's that one. I need to update it. I did it before Sergio made his changes, so since the name of the packages changed and all that, we have a new package, so I have to rework this.
Yeah.
And test it more. I only briefly tested it. It's basically adding a readme.source. Can you do not dark mode on your... I don't know how to do it.
Let's see. Here. And then I go back.
Yeah, because I think it's way easier to see stuff.
Yeah, the code is still dark mode.
But like document what our build profiles are, why they are used.
Yeah, the readme, yeah.
Yeah, and then fix some stuff on the control files, add some stuff, and remove if clause from the rules file that is not needed anymore.
Oh, it's a small merge request. That's good.
Yeah, I just need to make sure everything is working.
Nice. For ECH support, so Encrypted Client Hello, I covered this. It's enabled in experimental. Please test it out if you can. It's very easy to test it out. You just install the package from experimental and you make the query with ECH enabled. It's really cool. And then last item before we open up for discussions, curl to with GNU-TLS backend. You wanna go over that one?
Yeah, I had this intention for a couple of years now, and I from the talks that we have, the best way to do it is like have a curl-GNU-TLS package and select which ones is the curl used with update alternatives. Probably most people will use the curl with the OpenSSL because it's the default, and we'll keep it as is.
Yeah.
But that's will also help us like to test if things work interchangeably.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if for some reason for the next stable release we need to switch to the GNU-TLS, then we can be really sure that things are working properly with both. And so, because last time it was kind of a mess to switch backends.
Yeah.
Not a mess, but things didn't work so well. And having this, we can like make the experimental one install by default the GNU-TLS.
Yeah.
And so we can have all the reverse dependencies that use curl testing things with the GNU-TLS backend. And unstable we have with OpenSSL. And we do compare stuff. Okay, so yeah, if everything works on unstable and experimental, then
yeah.
the
I
tools.
would like to have a discussion or about the risk of having the user having a confusing environment if they don't know which one is the one that's running and there's an error going on. We briefly spoke about this, but let's have this discussion, not in the BoF, and then I'm not against the change. It's just to exercise, what could go wrong in here.
Yeah, so we are a bit over time. So maybe now I'm kind of curious, why do we have so much people in the room? Because I was expecting just me, Samuel, and Sarki.
Yeah, if there's people interested in contributing, by the way, we can always help. We also contribute to Curl Upstream. And I have a bunch of stickers I left in the Hack Lab, curl stickers and wcurl stickers. Does anyone want to say something or ask something?
I want to address something. TCP2 depends on C unit. And right
C
before,
unit?
Yes.
Oh.
Right before it, I saw that the maintainer has orphaned it. So
one more package
yes.
for the team.
I don't know. I have to look into it, or other persons who are interested in.
I'm
a bit C unit might be too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if we have to,
what is orphan? Okay.
Yeah. Do a lot of packages depend on it? I'm not familiar with C unit. Not a lot of runtime dependencies, but probably a lot of build time dependencies.
I saw it during the BoF. So
yeah, we should discuss in the Matrix channel about it,
okay.
Right? It might be better to just upload it ourselves, but keep it outside the team. I don't know.
Or maybe use the Debian Commons and something. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyone would like to take the mic? Or no?
We are time's up. Yeah. So. Okay, you keep that, and I'll talk to the director.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming.